Hey, put me on, man.
Put me on.
Back one more again. 3, 2, 1.
It's on if it's down, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, if it's up.
Okay. There we go.
3, 2, 1, and we live. What's up with you, partner? Dude? Welcome to the PMO podcast presented by Lost in the Dub.
Yes, sir.
So what's up with you, bro?
Man, I'm good. Recovery day.
Recovery day.
Long.
From the pool party.
Long Saturday celebration.
What were you celebrating? The new music video?
Yeah, music video shoot. So just celebrating that, recovering.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel like the music video went?
Bro, I thought it was honestly so when it started, I thought it was gonna be trash because I just started off like a bad day. Like the morning started off like I felt sick, like I was hungry. The bank took money out of a bill I forgot to pay.
Mm.
So and then like my barber flaked. It was just a horrible start to the day, and then we get to the shoot and it's like the camera guys are late. I'm like, they might not even show up. I think I got scammed out of whatever money I paid for the video, but they showed up, and once they showed up, everything else started falling in place.
The drone guys?
Yeah. They were good though. They were good though.
I know. Was that real money you were tossing?
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. That's the funny part. That's anybody that knows me, I don't want to be that rapper that throws money, especially if it's fake. I don't want to be that guy. But they told me it's just for the cause, just for the message behind the whole song. So I was like, okay, that fits, that works.
Right. Because what was the song about?
So the song was about run it up, just getting it by any means, getting it how you need to get it.
Get your bag.
Yeah, get your bag by any means, man. No matter what people say about you, get it how you need to get it. And that's why I appreciate Fab on that song. He really captured the concept. So that shit was dope. That was tight.
So you reached out to Fab about getting on it?
Yeah, man. So that the way that panned out was funny, just because he posted a post on Instagram hey, I'm in the lab, if you guys need a verse or a chorus or whatever, hit me and I got you. So I was like, fuck it, I might as well. So I just shot the song over to him, and then I didn't think he would get back, just because I'm pretty sure he got a bunch of emails from a bunch of people. So he shot it back to me, man, and the verse was fire. It wasn't even some throwaway verse. It actually fit the song. And then I hit him the next day, yo, this is dope. How much do I charge you? And he was like, man, nothing. Don't worry about it. I focus you off the muscle. And boom.
Damn.
Everything else
that,
from there.
got off the scale.
Yeah, threw it up on iTunes. Shit was booming then. Spotify, all that good stuff. So.
Is it your biggest song yet?
We'll see.
Well, we'll see because it's early, huh?
Yeah, it's early, but I've never had this much momentum going into album mode than I have before. I had Mood Right Now. Mood Right Now was a banger. I did a theme song for my boy Mav, who's a YouTuber. That song did numbers, and I had a couple songs off my album 2 years ago when I dropped my album. So 2 years ago when I dropped my album.
2016?
Yeah.
What was the name of the album?
It's called Season. So 2 songs off of Season was my 10 Tones Down freestyle, and then I had Mafia and Dion, and those 3 songs did numbers too. But I feel this is gonna be the one that really catches people's eyes.
Is this a single for your next album?
I don't know.
Have you been working on it? Do you have album in place, to where you've had a few songs that you've recorded and a concept? Do you have a concept of your next album?
That's the thing, I don't. I'm just making music right now, and whatever I think is good, I put in the vault, and whatever I think is super hot, then I put it deeper in the vault. So it's it's when you go into a bank and all the gold is in the very far back. It's all the important stuff is back there. You got the bills and stuff up front. So I got a couple golden bars in the back of my music bank.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. No pun intended at all. And then I got a couple nice little singles up front. But as far as direction for concept, if anything, this will probably be a sports concept. Not
on some Wale shit.
Yeah. Not necessarily all the songs, but just the idea of it and shit like that. So yeah.
So, are you a big fan of putting out projects, little EPs, mixtapes, albums, rather than just dropping one hits on SoundCloud? I feel it's almost becoming a lost art. Except the people at the top of the game are still doing it, which is what keeps it alive and shit like that. But I just feel a lot of artists aren't taking time to put together a cohesive project.
Yeah. And I was talking to my bro about that. It's especially if you're on the come up, you don't have time. You don't have time to put all this energy into 15 to 20 songs, drop it, and nobody listen to it. Right now, everybody's trying to get that one song on the radio, that one single to boom.
Drop something every day type shit.
Exactly, but my uncle taught me man, don't do that. Just record as much as possible, write as much as possible, go in the studio, knock out 50 songs, 50 songs a season. So like this summer, I'm closing in on like 75 songs done.
Wow.
And like by
yeah. I'm impressed.
Yeah, exactly. So by the end of this year, I want to have 100 something songs done. So as far as putting, like, I'll have fun doing that. Like, I have fun putting together projects, albums, mixtapes. Like, that shit is fun to me. But when it gets to the point where it feels like it's a job
and no one's listening
to
the whole thing,
then I'll take.
It almost like your music gets lost. If you're putting out an album, like some shit might not ever be found. Whereas if you were putting them out individually, chances are it gets listened to.
So like fresh out of high school, I graduated 2012. That's when I started taking it serious. I didn't drop an album in 4 years. Like my first album ever was a couple years ago, and that shit did that a lot better than what I thought. So.
Right, but you were already building a name. From that point, music videos, singles, parties, all that shit.
The funny part is like I do flam style, so I rap over like mainstream beats, and that's what I really have fun doing. So like I rapped over like
any kind,
like any kind, like Ric Flair drip. I rapped over that Location. I rap over those, and those catch people's ears, and they like that because it's a familiar sound, but yet it's a different rapper over.
Exactly.
And that's where I got a lot of my clout from, because like I rapped over the OG Bobby Johnson beat.
Like on some real mixtape shit.
Yeah, like Wayne drop
no
3 type shit.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's where I catch a lot of my inspiration from. So as far as like doing a cohesive project, I take a lot of I appreciate that a lot. So. This next album or project might not drop until next summer, but I might start on it now. So we'll see where that goes. But as of right now, I'm gonna meet up with my peoples in the winter. We're gonna see what we're gonna do next year.
Who's your people?
So I rock with my boy Trizzy, my uncle Trax.
Shout out Trizzy.
Shout
out Trax.
Already. And I linked up with some new bros, man. The Villains. Shout out my boy Lando, my boy L James. You know J-Mo, Jalen.
So you fuck with L James?
Yeah.
So that was like a surprise shit for the plug because did he tell you or what?
No, he didn't tell me.
Oh, because we had been like messaging on Instagram and shit like that, and there was just like a miscommunication where I offered him like to go in the very beginning, like he ended up doing, like at 8:50, and then like he was like, oh, it's good, like I appreciate you even considering me, and like I took that as like, oh, like he didn't want to go early, so I didn't think he was gonna come, and he showed up and he's like, yo, so like. When's my set?
No, man, he's good people. He's a genuine good dude.
That's really like what I got, and he like he killed it as an opener because he came out. First thing he said, I'm from East Side San Jose. Everyone in there was from San Jose, so I was just fucking with it. So it was good. We need people repping San Jose.
Yeah, I keep people like that in my circle for a reason because I'm like that. So. Like,
he got an event at Local Color.
Yeah.
You gonna be there?
Yep. Bayside. Yeah,
Yep.
I perform there too. So we all linking up. So it's about to be crazy. We got a lot of songs together. Like I said, I keep people like that in my circle just because I'm like that, and I want to maintain some sort of message that San Jose is cohesive. Everybody fucks with everybody the long way.
That's like what we could be known for.
Exactly.
Like, on some literal shit, like like. They might not even know nothing about San Jose, but they just know that we're unified. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like that picture we took, was like so legendary.
There's a lot of history. There's gonna be like 20 years from now, people are gonna look back at that picture.
Like someone's making it from that picture.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, that's L James, or that's Flam.
L James didn't make it in the pic though.
Oh, he's not in the pic.
He's not in the picture. Yeah. He wasn't there.
It's good. He's there in spirit.
I know. We did it at like 8:50 or like at 7:55, like right before we opened the doors. Right. Like we just barely got everyone in there.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
But it was fun though. But tell me about like when you started making music. So like, how did you go from? Alright, like what music were you listening to when you were young, like No Ceilings, shit like that, and then how did that like inspire you and take you to making your first song?
I started off like I figured out what music was when I was like 5 or 6. This is back when like Busta Rhymes and Missy was hot. I always like gravitated towards that weird rap, like when like a lot like honestly I compare Busta now to like Young Thug. Like he was doing weird shit with his videos. Missy was doing weird shit with her videos.
Missy had some of the best music videos.
Exactly, and like visually I caught on to that, and then I tied music to visuals, and I started just copying their lyrics and stuff. But like when I really started coming into the music, tracks put me in a room, and I rapped over like an old ass E40 beat, and then I didn't know, I wasn't even rhyming, like I wasn't saying shit. I was like 7 years old, and then that's basically when I was like, I want to be an artist.
So from 8 years old, 7 years old,
7 years old,
like I want to be a rapper.
I want to be a rapper because just the feeling to put on the headphones, the microphone, my uncle producing or engineering me or whatever, and then that shit kicked in. But when middle school and when I first heard about Wayne, like my 6th grade year, I was like, yo, this dude's next level. Like, I was understanding bars and concepts and metaphors and shit at 6th grade. And it's like, dude, I gotta be like Wayne. Like, Wayne, to me, is the greatest rapper to ever touch a microphone. Like, just personally. So, that's why I take pride in a lot of my bars and metaphors and similes and personification and shit like that. Like, putting a formula together with rhyme schemes. Like, he's the reason I do what I do now.
Right.
So, and then now, I don't really listen to nobody except, I don't even listen to myself. Like, I listen to a lot of artists outside my rap genre just to get inspiration. Because I feel like if you listen to a lot of rap, or if you're a movie director and you watch a lot of one director, you catch subconscious concepts and you end up not biting them,
but incorporating them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I'll rap or I'll listen to Drake. Like my high school year, I listened to a lot of Drake, and then I made music and I was like, nigga, I sound like Drake. Like and I think I know why. So it's not that I don't like fuck with rap at all, but I do. I listen. I have favorite rappers. I have favorite songs and stuff. But listen to inspiration from like James Brown or like Chuck Berry or Patti LaBelle or even country artists, fucking Jason Aldean, Jason Bryan. I just catch inspiration from that. And if you put that into rap, it sounds cool.
Right.
You can't really tell where did he get that sound or that idea from? So that's where I take a lot of my inspiration or different genres.
Yeah, the more you listen to, the more you're able to incorporate shit into your rap.
It
only makes you way more diverse.
Exactly.
And I think that's a big thing is like a lot of artists right now aren't trying to be put into a box. Like no one wants to be like I'm a rapper or we're all just artists, we're all just musicians. Not me.
Exactly.
I'm not a musician, but I'm an artist. But
I might fuck around and drop an R&B album.
Exactly.
You never know.
Why not? Though? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like that would piss off some of your fans? Do you feel like you have established like a core group of fans?
I feel like my fans love me for me, and I realized that when I drop different kinds of rap songs. Like I rap about a girl one time, and then I rapped about just swagging out, and I rapped about like just a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'm flexible as an artist, so I have this song called Vic Story, which is basically like it's a trilogy, part 1, 2, and 3. And it's about this guy who character development as he loses his mom, his brother, people turn on him, he finds love and shit like that. And that's like really like some Nas hip hop type shit. But then again, like I said, I have the mood right now, and I have the trap shit.
It's more like some yiking music.
Exactly.
Like mood right now.
I used to do like a lot of party music. And everybody still fucks with it as a collective. Like no one goes like, oh, why are you doing this hip hop shit? This hip hop shit is weak. Or my hip hop fans don't go, oh, this nigga went mainstream, blah blah blah. So I really have like my fans are loyal. They're loyal as hell, especially like my YouTube fans. Like they come into the picture and they love it even more because they don't even know that I do music until I released it. So that shit's tight too.
Your YouTube fans? So you're saying like people that you've never really met, but you just like, have discovered your shit online?
Exactly. Like I got a big. There's this one dude who played me at his college radio station in Germany, and he like sent me a video like all like the college kids like rapping to like Mood right now. And shit. That shit was dope. And then like
that's fire in Germany.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
fire,
it's crazy. He's like, yeah, you need to come out. Well, in his German accent, I can't. I don't know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, yeah, man, you need to come out here and do a show. So. Man, if I go to Germany, I already know what's popping, and then I got like a lot of gamer fans because I stream too. Like I play Madden, Fortnite, and shit, Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and then like they find out that I do music and they listen to it, and then it's like, yo, this is tight. Like, so
the rapper I was just interviewing, the A1, the dude that spit in Spanish at the Cypher. I did a podcast with him earlier, and he was saying like how he'd be on Fortnite and then he'd just like tell the kids that he raps and then have them look up his shit.
Exactly.
And then he got like new fans that
it works like I dropped a couple like Call of Duty parody songs back in the day, and like those did some numbers. Like shout out my man Chris Move, he shared one of the links, like, and I was like back in my senior year, so this back when Black Ops 2
is Chris Move like famous from?
Yeah, Chris Move, so he's like a big 2K Call of Duty guy, and like he's like an OG YouTuber.
What's your game? What's your like your game?
That I'm good at or I have fun playing?
Good at.
That I'm good at? Madden. Like I'm nice at Madden. Like I'm cold. I'm cool. I'm cold on the sticks when it comes to Madden. But the games like I have most fun playing are like God of War. Like I like adventure games, like solo games. So those are dope.
That's what's up. Yeah. I never had like video game system like in my house. Period. Like
really,
like I never had one. Yeah.
You gotta get one now, man. Game is on the way up. Man.
I know it is. Like esports, even like people are about to be getting racked out for that shit. Like
Fortnite just threw like $1 million tournament the other day. So,
did they?
Yeah.
That's smart.
Shit is popping.
That's smart. You know, everyone's gonna join that shit. They're playing anyway.
Exactly. Like, Drake is playing. Like everyone's playing now. So.
Yeah. That's dope. The gamer culture is like a legit ass like subculture. Like there's just everyone, all different types of people in that shit.
Yeah.
Like for example, like if I was like picture a gamer, like you don't really know what it would look like. It
Yeah.
could look like Flammy, or it could
Exactly.
look like my little brother. You know what I
Right.
mean? It could.
Yeah, back in the day when you say like what would a gamer look like, they think of like some fat dude eating Doritos,
Right.
drinking Mountain Dew, doesn't leave the house.
Hella nerdy.
Nowadays, my coworker, he's like 46. He's like a middle-aged white dude. Like I was watching a Fortnite game on my laptop at work, and he was standing behind me. He was like, "Oh man, he should have grabbed the scar." And I'm like, "What the hell do you know about this, bro?" He's like, "Oh, I play with my son all the time." So
Isn't there a maximum age for Fortnite? It's like 30 is the maximum. Like,
Exactly.
You're
Like,
over
what
30.
are you doing? You got taxes.
You gotta get
to
on.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
You got mortgage to worry about. But like you said, man, a gamer could be anybody nowadays, and that's just beautiful. Kind of like a hip hop fan. Like hip hop has came a long way from just the middle age or teenage or young black person. Like there's a deaf Asian rapper. Like, that shit is crazy. Like there's a German female rapper who's booming over there. Like that shit is tight to me just to even think about it. How far we came. So
yeah. Do you feel like at all that it's kind of ruined the essence of hip hop though? Like the same thing that happened to rock and roll is it started off as a black form of music, and the same thing with jazz and shit like that. As soon as like everyone gets their hands on it, then it's no longer special. And like personally, I feel like we're really getting to that point right now because they're making any Instagram famous girl or YouTuber and then just like make a fire ass beat for her and have someone write her lyrics, and then it's good. And it's just like, well, we're kind of losing it, you know?
Right. I feel
like the next thing's gonna happen.
I feel like you're very right, because like back then, like it was the black bands that would make songs for Elvis, or it was like the other way around. Louis Armstrong would make songs for Frank Sinatra, and he would get the praise for it. But nowadays, I feel like it's not really a color thing. It's a how much are you willing to sell your soul for? Like Boom Gang, like this dude was doing stupid shit.
Okay, alright, yeah. I saw his interview with No Jumper. He's the one that like passed the fuck out, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Who the fuck is he?
So he started off as like running up in grocery stores and knocking shit over, or like
making like YouTube videos.
Yeah, exactly. Or he'll go to like a barber shop and like he'll like get a haircut, and then he'll run out and not pay for the haircut and say Boom Gang, whole lot of gang shit. So now it's like,
that's whack.
And now so someone gave him a beat and he rapped over it and the shit did numbers, and it's like,
so he was a YouTuber.
He wasn't even. I don't know what you would call him. He just did dumb shit with no script. Yeah, he just had a friend record him stealing or knocking shit over, and yell Boom Gang, whole lot of gang shit, and then he'll run out. Now this dude has a record label and a fucking deal and beats, and now he's like selling records. Like now it's not even a color thing. It's just like they don't appreciate, like there's people out there trying to feed families with this, like, and then this dude gets a deal doing that.
Well, you say there's people out there trying to feed families. Like if they're trying to feed their family, they should be doing more shit like Boom Gang. Like I can say Boom Gang's trying to feed his family. He's just doing a better job at it because he's just trying to feed his family. He doesn't give a fuck about the craft. He just wants to feed his family.
Right.
So.
But at the same time, while he's doing that, he's also making people's lives hard at the grocery store, where he just knocked over a whole ass aisle of fucking milk and busted a watermelon in the aisle. Now that person has to stay late. Right. So now
it's more of a legacy thing. Like, what's your legacy gonna be?
Exactly. So now he's ruining lives to better his, when there's people who's sitting in a room like we are doing podcasts. There's people who's doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers on some Kanye shit.
I was about to say,
yeah, exactly. Or just someone who's writing songs and thinking about dropping out of college to, pay, like I said, pay for their school debt or their bills or whatever. But it, like I said, it gets to a point where it's like almost you're selling your soul. Like Lil Tay's mom lost her job because she wanted to make sure her daughter had clout and like wanted to get a record deal and shit. Now look at you. So you ruined other people's like stock. Like she was a real estate person. She was putting people in houses, making good money, remind you. But now she doesn't have that. Now people will have lost value on the house because, oh, that's where Lil Tay recorded that video. Now your house has lost 10%. Yeah, really? Exactly. So it's like, wow, like you're ruining people's lives. Like I said, you're selling your soul for.
Where's the line come on like selling your soul? Like, what if Boom Gang really just Boom Gang is just Boom Gang,
Yeah,
and
that's
he's just not a good rapper, but he's just being himself, and it's selling.
And that's,
so where does the line come with like selling your soul? Like, what does it mean to sell out?
To sell your soul or to sell out is to try to cut corners. Like if you ask me, hey Flam, right now I'll give you $1 million deal right now if you sign your name, but you only make the music that we want you to make, and we don't care about what you say. And it's like, okay, I'm passing up on freedom to have money. Like I'm giving you my freedom. I'm giving.
You're
I'm letting
losing
you
your artistic freedom.
Yeah.
Your creative freedom for real life freedom. Because that's what money gives you. Money gives you the real life freedom.
Exactly. So I'm giving you a piece of my. I'm giving.
So
you,
what would your answer be?
No, no. Like I've had chances where. I'm not gonna say the record label, but I had record labels approach me like, "Hey, we'll give you 50 bands right now if you sign your name on the dotted line, but we want you to do more lovey-dovey type music with hella auto-tune." Nah, I'm not doing that. First off, I know my value as an artist and I know what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an actor. I do stand-up comedy. I'm a YouTuber.
Tell me a joke.
Tell you a joke.
Can you?
Like a one-liner type shit.
I'll tell you a joke first, and while I'm telling you a joke, you think of a joke to tell me.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you about this time where. It's actually a real story where I was flying home from Europe because I studied abroad in Spain for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I'm flying home. I'm in Iceland on my way home from Iceland to San Francisco, and I get on the plane. You know, the flight attendant does her whole thing like, or the pilot does his whole thing like we're gonna be flying at 30,000 feet. Okay. We're gonna be arriving in San Francisco at 8 p.m. He puts down the microphone, but he forgets to turn it off, and he turns to his co-pilot and he's like. You know, I could really use a coffee and a blowjob right about now. And the whole plane is just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
What the hell?
Did this pilot really just say that? Some people are freaking out. Some people, like myself, are just like laughing like that.
Yeah.
Like he a real one for that shit.
Yeah.
And fucking... Everyone's going crazy. The flight attendant who's standing right next to me, she goes booking it down the aisle to the cockpit to tell him that his microphone's still on. And the dude sitting next to me who's fucking having a good ass time, he stands up and he says, "Hey honey, don't forget the coffee."
Wow. Okay, I see what you did there. That was good. I give you that one.
Alright.
Yeah, me personally, like, I do a lot of setup jokes when I do, like, comedy, so I do a lot of, like, I'll take real life experiences, and then I'll, might add a little extra, like, exaggeration to it, so if anything, I think you should come out to one of my shows.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, so you got you do it pretty consistently, or
so
where do you perform?
I mostly do shows, like, around the winter time, or, like, the beginning of the year, just because that's when I'm not doing music, and that's a lot of time I have to rest as far as work. And especially since I'm out of school, like I do a lot more stand-up shows. But I perform in like, Albuquerque, Reno, Redwood City. Like I went on a little mini tour before.
Really?
Like it was fun. Like I know I have some shows coming up in like November at Rooster T Feathers, so that'll be popping. So
all right,
I'll definitely invite you up.
Let me know.
Yeah.
You fuck with Lil Dicky then? Because Lil Dicky is the same.
Dude.
Yeah, because he was a comedian.
Man.
You seen the music video for Pillow Talking?
Dude, Pillow Talking. I wanted a video for that. I tweeted him when that album dropped, like, this needs a video. And then, of course, it dropped like 2 years later.
Oh, it was on the album? So that's an old ass song?
Oh, yeah. This song came out like when, what's the name of the album? I think Professional Rapper was the album that came out. And that was one of the songs, and I tweeted him. I was like, bro, you need a video for that. I'm not saying he, like, replied or anything.
So you be active on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Is that your favorite social media?
Twitter, yes. Twitter is my life. So Twitter's definitely what I have fun doing the most.
Why do you like Twitter more than like Instagram or Snapchat?
It's easier to interact, and you're more hands-on as far as like artists with famous celebrities or like athletes.
I feel like that's the best way to actually reach someone.
Yeah,
like a famous person is mentioning.
Yeah, it's either mention them or DM them. Some of them have the option where even if they're not following you, you can still send them a message and shit like that. But Twitter is definitely where I get even a lot of ideas. My EP was Twitter inspired a couple years ago. So I had a concept called Follow Me. So
Keep talking.
Yeah, the EP was called Follow Me, and then the album was gonna be called Flammy Marciano, just so they both connected to each other. But for the most part,
oh, that's funny actually.
Yeah. So I had that linked up, but I definitely like Twitter. Definitely like created me as far as like my creativity and artist and inspiration. But Lil Dicky, I have Lil Dicky in my top 5.
Some porn on there.
Bro, you'd be surprised, bro. Like
I used to have Tumblr. Tumblr was actually the number one.
Tumblr was a sleeper.
Did you have one?
I had a Tumblr, and funny thing is, there's a girl in my freshman college class. She had a Tumblr.
Like a famous one or what?
No.
Oh.
She like at all, but not a lot of people had Tumblr back then. But she was posting like porn, but like art, like artsy porn.
Yeah, like GIFs.
Butt ass naked. Yeah.
Oh, of herself.
Of herself, like in the bathroom.
Hella girls did that on
strawberries
Tumblr.
and shit. Yeah.
Hella girls did it.
But she didn't know like I followed her.
Tumblr.
Yeah, and then I followed her on Tumblr one day.
While you were in class? Like
No.
at the same time period of you had the class?
Yeah, so I found out like I think it was like a Wednesday because I had class the next day, and Thursdays are basically Fridays in college. So Wednesday I was like, oh shit, and Thursday I followed her. And then Saturday, I was like, oh, I'm a big fan. Like, I messaged her on Tumblr. And she was like, oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. And I was like, yeah, I'll see you and Kim. And she was like, oh, shit. She blocked me on Tumblr. And then she was like, do you tell me when I'll kill you? I was like, yo, like, I just want to be friends. Like, I'm not trying to, like, smash her. Because she was hella cool. Like,
oh, so you were already talking with her?
Yeah, like, we were cool. And then, like, but I didn't know how to break it down to her. Like, I saw your poon on Tumblr. Oh. Like, I didn't want to say that, you know? Right. I just want to keep it regular. Like, yeah, I see you on Kim. Like, I was trying to be funny. Like, as a joke. I was expecting, like, a LOL. It's just a Quan or... Yeah. I got blocked. She didn't report me, but she was like, if you tell anyone, I'll kill you. But, yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to
Tumblr.
We ended up being friends, though. So
that's what's up. Like, to this day?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she's cool as fuck.
I always have a hard time keeping friendships with women. I don't know what it is. I've always surrounded myself with like more dudes.
Yeah. Are you only child or?
No, I got 2 brothers like from the same parents, and then 2 stepbrothers and 2 stepsisters. So it's kind of a big family and shit like that. Wow. Yeah, but there was always dudes in my house. Like it was me, my brothers, and my dad, and I had a mom too, but they got divorced. Yeah. Like at a young age, so I lived with my dad and shit like that. Like my dad like built this house.
Oh wow.
Like literally, like
that's crazy. That's lit. That's lit.
Yeah, it's super lit.
Yeah, I'm an only child, and I was raised by like nothing but women. So like my mom and like my grandma and my aunties, they like would give me game on like, how to.
No, I bet, dude. So many people tell me that shit, but it's like I didn't get any of that shit. It was like a boys ran the house and shit like that, and like my mom wasn't necessarily like a strong like female presence. It was just like
I feel it. Yeah, my aunties would always tell me, man, like maintain the friendship as much. Like if you want her and it's like you'll know when she wants you. Like she'll never say it directly or say it out loud. She might even say she doesn't want you. But it's body language.
Girls do this. Girls do this. They won't come up and talk to you, but like if I'm at a party and I'm sitting right here, like they'll stand like right there, like in the plain sight. You know, that's like girls' game. Like they'll stand where you can see them, and you know it's hella obvious. And they're literally you could feel them like not looking at you because they're facing the other way, but like. Right. Waiting for you to come, like, make your move.
The one of the things my uncle told me is, like, especially, like, you ever, like, walked past a girl and then she was walking, like, the other direction, you guys passed, and it was, like, the first one to look back type shit, like, so if you look back and you catch her looking, like...
That's good.
That's good.
Then you go turn around and
But sometimes, nowadays, this generation, I did a survey, and, like, a lot of girls, like, even if I think a dude is fine as hell and I walk past him, I've refused to look back. I'm like y'all so stubborn.
They ruin the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fun. Like turn around,
at least turn around, say hi, and keep
I
walking.
try to just have as much fun with that shit as I can. Just like, and really, girls love that shit though, because you just have a smile on your face because you're actually having fun with them. Like in general, like they're bringing fun to your life. You're just like, hey, what's up?
If you can make a girl laugh, your chances of getting her are a lot higher. Because girls like to laugh.
Facts, or just finding something in common too. Yeah, I think those two things. Just finding something you have in common.
Exactly.
But
facts.
In general, facts. But in general, women aren't nothing to be like. You don't get women, you know.
Oh no,
you know. I was just talking with Chris Baby about that shit, like about like how marriage or just like having a girlfriend is kind of just whack because like our emotions are so wrapped up in this girl.
Right.
Where it's almost like we feel like we possess them. Like
right.
Like if this was your girl and she went out to the club and was dancing on hella guys, like. Right. If you really loved her, you wouldn't be mad because she'd be having a good time. Yeah, she's right. But it's the feeling that we possess them as objects and shit like that.
That's why I feel like love isn't what you see on the internet or like in the movies and TV and shit. Like you'll feel love, like you'll know, like it won't get to that point. Once you feel like it's 50-50 and it's like
truly
it meets you halfway and like you'll just feel it. You'll just know.
So you've ever been in love?
2 times. One time I think it was puppy love, but I have been in love before after that. And like one time it was this is like fresh out of high school. I was in a relationship with a girl, and like she had like what's it called, like schizophrenia. So she had like
You were in love with a schizo?
Yeah, and she like had like multiple personalities, and like she told me ahead of time. So I was like, you know, I'm young. I'm like a fresh 19.
And she's what?
What do you mean, like?
How old was she at the time?
She was a year older than me. She was like 20, 21. And like I'm 19, so I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I can help you out. Like don't worry about it, babe. And then like we're together for a year, and like it's just crazy outbreaks and like snapping on me and like threatening like beat my ass in my sleep. Like shit got scary, bro.
You loved that shit, huh?
I loved her though. Like she was a great fucking person, and like and it just got to the point where it was like a mutual like breakup. Like I hope she's doing good though. But, but it was a mutual breakup, like for the most part. But like I said, man, you'll know love. Like,
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I'm really hesitant to even like take that next step with a girl, especially nowadays. Like, I'm working a lot, and I know girls require a lot of attention. And if you don't get me, if you don't understand, I'm an artist, so girls are gonna, oh, I'm a big fan, or like take pictures or kiss me on the cheek when they take pictures. Like, just know that that's not me.
Right.
And it's hard to find somebody like to understand that.
Plus, a lot of like, since we're soldiers or some shit.
Oh, small soldiers.
Small soldiers.
Yeah, that was my shit. The Gorgons, the Gorgonites. And
I used to have all those toys, like the fucking the dude with the nice ass jaw and shit.
Chip Hazard. That was Tommy Lee Jones, I think, to play that character. Gorgonites.
Tommy Lee Jones, isn't he the one that like used to fuck Pamela Anderson?
That's
Tommy Lee something.
Is it Tommy Lee? It's another name, because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about is the one that was in Men in Black. And then there's like an older one that had like long hair.
I know who you're talking about, the guy from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Men in Black's a classic.
Fact.
Who's your favorite actor? Who's your favorite black actor?
Denzel.
Same.
Denzel all tops. Like,
Me and my roommate always debate about that shit. He's got Will Smith.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Will Smith is classic too, but
Will Smith is like just a good entertainer in general. Like, like just the ability to do a comedic role and do like a serious movie like Pursuit of Happiness or 7 Pounds. Like, that takes talent, but to never ever be in a bad movie or to make a bad movie good like Denzel does, like, it's crazy.
Remember the Titans.
Exactly. Like, Remember the Titans is classic.
Back on
fucking Glory. Like, it's crazy. Oh yeah, we good. But yeah, Denzel Washington is my favorite black actor for sure. Jim Carrey, just overall though, is my favorite actor.
Really?
Yeah.
You know who's mine? Vince Vaughn. You ever seen Wedding
He's
Crashers?
a legend, yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Be cool.
It's funny because he plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
He just ages. Like, he started with Swingers when he was like in his 20s and shit like
Yeah.
that, and then he turned to Wedding Crashers, and then it turned to like the internship at Google.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie.
That was a good ass movie.
On. Yeah.
It was literally like the characters from Wedding Crashers, him and Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Just
It's like they got older.
5 years later, just trying to get jobs and shit like that. It's hella funny.
I liked him in Be Cool, man, when he would fuck with like The Rock and shit.
The Rock might run for president.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if he won.
You heard it here first on the PMO podcast.
Yeah.
The Rock for president.
Yeah.
And I'm voting.
Hey, if he wins, he wins. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, we need somebody other than Trump, man.
Yeah.
The guy's ridiculous. Like, shit that comes out of his mouth, and the fact there's a bunch of people following him is scary.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, and that he doesn't give a fuck about any of them.
At all. Like,
He gives a fuck about him, period.
he threatened fucking Islam the other day. Like, you don't do that, bro. Like, niggas is crazy.
How do you feel like the Trump election like affected you personally? Being black, of course, you know.
It's
Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it was never great, first off.
Right.
Second of all, he's given these people that don't respect people of color, he's given them a sense of bravery or courage.
Empowerment, yeah.
Yeah, because now they feel like whenever a Mexican or a black person or a Muslim says or does something that's normal, they feel like, nope, this is my country. Like, there's the little girl selling water, call the cops on her. What? If there's a little white kid setting up a lemonade stand, you're not gonna say shit. Like, you're not gonna say anything. But like, it's crazy. And like, there was another video of this girl on the phone talking about selling her food stamps to like her friend. And the lady stopped the line, turned around, I'm calling the cops on you. You're selling food stamps. That's illegal. Like, mind your business, bro. Like, I just feel like if everyone just minds their business, life will be just good, peachy. Like, don't worry. Like, if I'm going through something, let me go through it. Let me deal with the consequences.
I don't know. That's a fine line though, because it's just like if you have a homie and he's struggling, like he could tell you mind your business, but at the end of the day, you want to be there for him.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. Yeah. There's a fine line.
And
like,
the same thing goes like, all right, if someone's planning to blow up your neighborhood, like.
Yeah, that's different. Like, of course.
Obviously, they got it as nuance. You gotta know, like, honestly.
Yeah, like, if she was on the phone talking about, oh, yeah, he's going to be so-and-so, that's the perfect time to shoot him. Okay, and yeah, you call the police. But if she's talking about selling food stamps, because I was raised on food stamps, but them shits is valuable as fuck. Like,
what's that like? What's that process like?
So, food stamps, it's a EBT currency. So it's literally only, it's a card. Well, now it's a card where you can only buy food. But back in the day, there was like actual pieces of paper, like so it was like a check almost, and your check had a certain currency.
Can you get the food anywhere or what?
Yeah, some restaurants, some fast food restaurants, but mostly just grocery stores. You can purchase food that way. But food stamps have a higher currency than, so you can actually like use actual money. Like $100 worth of food stamps runs for about $150 in cash. So let's say you need to pay a phone bill, but you don't have the money, but you have the food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
You would sell the $100 worth of food stamps to get 200, 150 in actual cash to help pay the phone bill.
Right.
So like that's just
Just
how
the hustle, huh?
Yeah, it's just the hustle, getting by as much as possible. But like that's what I'm saying. Like if she's selling, like obviously she might need the money for something that's not food.
Right.
So and you can always get food with whatever's left over in the cash.
Yeah. Sometimes we get caught up in like because it is illegal.
Yeah.
People think it's wrong.
Right.
Where it's like really, it's the right thing. You have to do illegal things to do the right thing to provide for your family and shit like that.
I feel like America needs a facelift as far as morals are concerned, because like there is a law that says that kids have to be stripped away from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a law for it, but the fact that you're enforcing that is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's immoral. Like,
well, we understand why, right? It's to scare the people that are still in Mexico that are thinking about coming.
Right.
That, hey, this is what's going to happen. It's the same type of scare tactics that we've seen from other fascist like leaders.
Yeah, and like people always say, well, that's the law. Well, it's like it was also law to like to mix different types of fabric in the Bible. Like,
yeah, I mean you could go on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's right. It's right by the book, but it's not morally and principally. So I don't know. I feel like you really need to sit down. I don't know with who
as a country, right?
Yeah, as a country, and just talk like, come on, like you can't be serious right now. Like this is ridiculous.
In general.
Yeah,
but, like we needed that talk. Like
yeah, I don't know who
we needed that talk 300 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know who needs to sit at the table or where they need to sit. But
I was listening to I was listening to Trevor Noah yesterday. You know Trevor Noah?
Yeah, isn't he like hot water right now, or like he's in trouble or something? He said like a racist France joke.
Oh yeah, nah, he's cool, and he said some shit about how like he addressed it and shit. He said some shit about how the congratulations to the African team for winning the national.
Yeah, damn near,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so I'll explain that. So there was because I listened to it. He was like saying how the French ambassador like wrote him a letter and was like, they're not French, they're not African, they are French, whatever. They've made their money they trained in France, they made their money in France, they're French. And then he was essentially saying, is like, why can't it be both? Like, why can't they be African and French?
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like there was a video of the, I don't know if you ever saw it, like the guy that he climbed up like a 3-story like fucking thing to save that kid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when that happened, the French nation gave him citizenship.
Oh wow.
So it's like, when he's on the ground, he's African.
Yeah.
And then he climbs up and now he's French.
Yeah.
But if you would have dropped the baby, then he's African.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Why can't it be both?
Exactly. That's the
point.
I fuck with Trevor Noah. He's a smart dude.
Smart dude, fucking.
I feel like he's
the intentions.
I'm glad that he took over for Jon Stewart. It's literally like the perfect substitution because they both know how to make you laugh while at the same time
providing the news.
Exactly, and the facts too. So.
In my class, I just had to like write like a little mini paper on that shit about just like how can fake news like essentially like that like comedic news like that shit can actually be an effective news source. And I wrote that it could for sure.
Yeah,
it makes it more trustworthy.
Yeah, because a lot of people fall asleep watching the actual news now. It's boring. But if you had a comedic element, because some people do it through cartoons, like the comic strips and shit. Jim Carrey does a good job of that. He's an artist, and he'll paint like caricatures of Trump or the Sarah Huckabee. Like he'll paint pictures of some people call it controversial. Some of the pictures are controversial, but at the same time, he's just getting across what the liberals see or what the conservatives see, and sometimes that's a better way to get to people are through cartoons or pictures or songs or comedy than just the actual reality.
I feel like it addresses like a bigger issue with what you just said though, the fact that like what liberals see or what conservatives see. It's just like Bernie Sanders and Hillary aren't in the same political party. No. You know what I mean? And Trump and Paul Ryan aren't in the same political party, but it's just like we get funneled into like which one are you more like? You're this or that. Where it's like it's a huge spectrum. It's like if there's one thing I would want to see our generation make a difference in is just like kind of changing the way politics are done. Like in general, like fuck a third party. How about a fourth and a fifth and a sixth? Like six parties. You know what I mean? So then just like fuck like I would love to see a presidential candidate like have like a one issue campaign. Like I'm just here to end mass incarceration. You know what I mean? Or I'm just here to get money out of politics. I'm just just one shit because it's like. If you're looking for someone to check all the boxes, like no one is ever gonna check all the boxes and everyone's boxes.
Dude, like I got crucified by my friends a couple years ago because Trump made some points that I agreed with. Like I'm not even gonna sit here in front. He had some good points. As far as the execution or the points that followed, I didn't really agree with. But like the shit he was talking about as far as like strengthening America's manufacturing and warehouses. Like we used to be the shit as far as steel was concerned. Like we had the steel mills in Pittsburgh and Detroit and shit. Like business was booming. General Motors. Like I agree, we need to get back to that because America doesn't really hold as much value as it used to back in the day. And I feel like we do need to get back to that. But cutting off like education funds to do that, that's kind of questionable. But I do agree with him as far as that. Just like you said, man. Like I feel like you're never gonna fit one person to the T, and like you said, check all the boxes. Like that's a good idea though. Have like 6 different candidates.
So much easier.
You'll never know, man.
It's way easier said than done.
I know there's like the Green Party, but they don't do shit.
Well, I know, but it's just this thing because I vote for. I always do like either write-in. I consider myself like I am like registered as an independent. Like I don't have a party or nothing like that.
Yeah, same.
But in general, like if there were to be a third party, like a legit third party or a fourth party or a fifth party, like most people would be leaving like the left. They'd be leaving like the liberals to join that third party. So just conservatives would just start winning shit. So it's hella easier said than done.
Yeah, that would make sense, man. They were talking about like lowering the age to be president, like because I know there's a lot of mayors. I think there's like 10 or 15 mayors in America right now that are under 25, and it's like
really,
there's one guy that got
god damn under 25.
Under 25, like mayors. Of course, like out of those 10, like 8 of them are small cities, and then 2 are like middle class, like
mayors, huh?
Yeah,
because like there could be a small ass city. I always think of every city as like San Jose.
You
know what I mean? Like
no, that's how it is sometimes. Like that's how you think about it. But like they're actually managing those cities pretty good, and they've been mayors for like 2 or 3 years, and their city has shown improvement just because people are starting to listen to them because they have a lot more proactive tactics as far as bettering their city, and like it always starts in technology. Yeah, exactly. Like some kid, I think it was in like Iowa or something. He like had a filtering system, and they talked about how like, listen, we might raise your taxes in the city, but this is the reason why. Like this many people are getting sick from our water. This many people had rashes from showers and shit, and this is what we need to do to fix it. If you want healthy kids, if you want to give your little 3-month-old baby a bath in the sink like we used to back in the day, this is what we need to do to filter the water. So they put in a payment plan of the taxes they got to put in. The water's been as clean as it's ever been in like 20 years. Like it takes like proactive thinking like that as far, and I feel like young people can really, we're more capable of than what people think that we are. So
especially just like all the information we've had available to us.
Exactly.
It's crazy. If our parents had the whole world in our pockets, like
on a phone,
they would be smart too. It's not like we're saying like we're biologically smarter. It's just like we grew up within this environment, so we know how to operate within it, whereas like they've already been set in their ways by the time they came along.
If our parents wanted to drive to fucking Vegas, they would have to literally get a map and like
that shit is crazy.
Now
the maps part, the maps part is what trips me out the most.
It's
like
scary,
how they got people how they got places without maps.
Yeah,
we literally just get the address and we're like boom.
Exactly. Remember MapQuest?
Crazy.
When you had to print it out and then read it.
That's the trip, dude. Because we're like we're mid '90s, so like we're mid '90s, so it's like late '90s or like any point after late '90s, like even '98, '99, like you do not even really have any concept of like what it was like.
Dude, MapQuest is fucking crazy. Like my little cousin doesn't know what a cordless phone is. Doesn't know what a house phone is. Like doesn't know what Star 69 is or popcorn or. And I'm like, are you serious, bro? Like you never heard of a house phone? He's like, no. Cell phones.
No point. Yeah, exactly.
Cordless phone. Like,
when did you get your first cell phone?
Damn.
And what was it?
I had a janky ass, like those phones where there's only 4 numbers and there's 2 buttons. There's call and there's 4 phone numbers programmed into it. And that was 6th grade.
It didn't have like the dial?
No. I can only, if I press 1 button to call this number, 1 button to call beside my mom.
Damn, like emergency grandma. Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the first phone. Like there was a screen and everything, but I couldn't do much. But that was my first phone. But I got a Razor 8th grade. And that was my second phone. So 6th grade, I had that emergency phone for 2 years.
The Razors went hard.
Oh, Razors went crazy. And that's when I had a Razor. I had a Razor damn near all middle school, part of high school. And I upgraded to like a
when did you get your first iPhone?
My senior year. But that's when like the iPhone 4 came out. iPhone 4S.
So you were a senior when I was a freshman. And I'm pretty sure that's like my first iPhone was a 4. Yeah, I had the 4, and that shit was like low key thick. Like it was like this thick. It was heavy as fuck. And then
like everyone else moved on to like the 5C that was colored and shit, and everyone had all the colors, and they had the iPod Shuffle to match, and I just had the iPhone 4. I'm just happy to have an iPhone though. So I'm glad my parents raised me that way, just so.
You just like to have the appreciation.
Yeah.
You were raised by both your parents?
Just my mom. Yeah, my dad. I didn't meet my dad until high school.
And he's still around?
He
still
lives.
alive?
Yeah. He lives in Kentucky. Like I'll email him or hit him on Facebook every now just to check in on him.
That's what's up, man. That's good that y'all got that relationship and shit like that.
Yeah, my mom is like my rock. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's crazy. I'm really impressed with like how well rounded you are as just like a person.
Really?
You know, like
I appreciate
you know,
it,
like you know, you fucking with Pokemon. You're fucking with like the news.
Yeah.
You know, like
exactly.
politics or whatever. Migos, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I really I give a lot of that credit to like my so I have white cousins that were my step cousins, and they would like they put me on to like Good Charlotte and shit.
Hella white shit.
Like white ass shit, and I brought it back to San Jose, Seven Trees Elementary, middle school. For like hood ass black and Mexican.
Did you ever get
kids.
into like some gang shit? Were you ever?
No, I have a lot of friends who were like
over on Oak Grove. Like did Oak Grove have like some heavy gang shit going on?
So it did. So there was like Sons of Samoa, it was like the Polynesian Samoan gangs, and there was like Nortes, there was Serranos, there was Bloods, there was AOB.
And like at the lunchroom.
Yeah, it was like
it was bad.
It was damn near like, you ever seen the movie Freedom Riders? And
That's exactly what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, it was that bad, but
that movie goes so hard.
But me, like being like you said, being well rounded as I am, I was an academic person. I was an athlete, so like I would dabble with a lot of nationalities and different type of facets and factions of people. I was in drama class, so I was cool with everybody. But you know, I always also kept my distance. I'm still kind of